Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the YouTube world, CJ Rose's back in the building. Welcome back to the channel. Before we get started with this video, I just want to say, first off, I noticed my subscribers have gone up a little, which means I got some new people on this channel. I just want to say thank you. I appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart. Subscribing, join this channel. You already know what it is, man. At the moment, you seeing a lot of wrestling on this channel. This is what I do, but I also do some other things. But yeah, right now we kind of in the midst of Wrestlemania season. So, we got some Wrestlemania stuff to talk about. And of course, WWE 2K25 came out. I want to say it's been about 2 to 3 weeks ago at this point. So you already know I'm getting some uploads there. And speaking of WWE 2K25, I'm playing it right now. You know what I'm saying? So once this video's done, I'm going back to it. So I got about a couple more videos to upload, and I'll probably be done with that before April ends. So we got that, and of course WrestleMania is in 2 weeks. You already know we got some matches to talk about. You already know, but I just wanted to stop real quick in the beginning of this video. Just say thank y'all, salute y'all, appreciate y'all. Y'all already know the goal to 1K. We getting there. We about there. We almost there. About 70 plus more. Let's just do what we got to do, make sure it get done. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, want to say that first off. But right now, we're here to talk about last night. SmackDown was, I ain't gonna lie to you, it was a lot to talk about. There was a lot to talk about. We had, I believe, 3 matches made for WrestleMania, so we're going to talk about those. We had a debut we had to talk about as well, so we got to talk about that. I was going to make a video about what CM Punk's favor was, but I don't think it's that big enough for me to make a video about, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to push that to the side. But we do have to also talk about the one big thing that did happen on SmackDown last night. And it does involve WrestleMania. And it sucks to hear, actually. So Nick Aldis was out there, and he was pretty much he was kind of out there. He was saying, as performers, we know the risks of what we do, and that's why we always say don't try this at home. And the first week is gonna. You think the 1 week is going to be good, and then the next week, it's a whole different story. The way he was talking, I thought he was saying that he was about to retire. I'm like, hold on, bro. You haven't been in the ring for a minute. You got to retire. You have to retire already? That's crazy to me. But no, he was kind of just setting the scene for what we were about to hear. So out comes Kevin Owens. And, Kevin Owens just feeling, he's walking down. He's kind of down. There's something heavy on his mind we have to talk about. So he comes out there. He kind of goes straight to it. He didn't want to really waste time. He says, for 25 years, I've been doing this. I've been wrestling 25 years. I've been around y'all here and there, right? So then he says, about 4 months ago, I started feeling pains in my neck. And at first I didn't think it wasn't anything serious. But luckily, I went to get some tests, and I found out that I have to get neck surgery. And the fact that I won't be able to be at WrestleMania to take on Randy Orton sucks. So then he kind of just went on this, he kind of just talked more about everything, how thankful he was to be able to do this, and all that, right? So here comes Randy Orton. At this point, I'm kind of like, is this serious? I don't know. I didn't know nothing about this. I didn't know anything was going on. Mind you, again, I don't be online. I don't be on social media. I don't be looking for stories, things like that. So I don't know nothing about it, right? I always try to stay blind every time I watch Raw or SmackDown, right? Or wrestling in general. So it goes Randy Orton. At this point, I'm kind of like, I wonder if this is to a play for WrestleMania. So I don't know what's going on, right? I don't know. So it goes Randy Orton. He's just walking down. He's walking down slowly. Kevin Owens is on the apron. And then Randy Orton just walks up the steel steps. And he and KO just exchange a look. And I think Randy Orton nodded. But then KO just got down. And then he walked to the back. Before he had a little side conversation with one of the fans. The camera panned so quick away from that. But yeah, that wasn't a big deal. Maybe it was, I don't know. But Kevin Owens walked to the back, and Randy Orton's in the ring. And so you can see Randy's face. Like, so much is just going through his head. He just don't know what to think. And then Nick Owens just says, unfortunately, Randy Orton, you don't have a match at WrestleMania. About 5 seconds later, boom, RKO. And then Randy just walks to the back. And that was it. So yeah, Kevin Owens is going to have neck surgery. Now, I did look this up online just to make sure this was, legit and everything, and it is. It actually is a real thing. Kevin Owens does need neck surgery. Potentially a fusion neck surgery. Which pretty much I could tell you, not by experience, but based on how I know from a lot of these wrestlers having it, that's a career-threatening surgery. Which means there's the likelihood of him returning to wrestling. We don't know, right? We don't know. But my prayers up to Kevin Owens. Hopefully he has a successful neck surgery. Hope everything goes well. But that does mean that with Kevin Owens having neck surgery, that means we probably won't see KO until next year, 2026. Because KO gonna be out for a year, like a year or even more. You know what I'm saying? Think about the opponent he was gonna have at WrestleMania. Think about Randy Orton. Randy Orton had back fusion surgery. He was out for a year and a half. KO could be out longer than that. You know what I'm saying? So, again, prayers up to KO. Hope KO gets better. Hope the surgery goes well. I hope we can see him back in the ring. I hope so. He said 4 months, though. He said 4 months ago. So, I want to say December into January is when he started feeling the neck surgery, which is interesting because his last two big matches, which was the Royal Rumble facing Cody Rhodes for the WWE title in a ladder match, and then facing Sami Zayn in an unsanctioned match at Elimination Chamber. Those two matches alone probably could have put way more strain on his neck than he thought. So if he never had those two matches, he probably just had that little bit of neck pain, but he probably wouldn't. He probably wouldn't. I mean, I can't say he wouldn't need surgery, but I'm sure those two matches didn't help at all. So again, prayers up to KO. Hope KO has a successful surgery. In terms of Randy Orton, that kind of sucks. I ain't gonna lie to you. It sucks how he doesn't have a match. And the timing of this couldn't be any worse. Because literally, today marks 2 weeks until WrestleMania. 2 weeks exactly until we hit WrestleMania. And damn. You know how hard it is it's going to be to find an opponent in 2 weeks' time? Randy's going to miss Mania. Hopefully he does something. But, I mean, maybe he does. I don't know. I don't know what he can do. I don't know who there's no way there's a replacement, right? There's nobody that can replace. Like, we're talking about somebody trying to replace an opponent that has months and months of story with Randy. Nah. Randy just misses WrestleMania entirely. I wouldn't add him anywhere. I wouldn't put him in anything. No. He just misses it entirely, which sucks. But you know what that also says? It also says how crazy WrestleMania has been throughout this whole entire decade. Like think about it. We're halfway into this decade. Halfway. And every WrestleMania from 2020 to now, it's been something, right? It's been something. Like, you think of 2020, you had the pandemic, and then they had to have WrestleMania in the Performance Center with nobody in the, like, no crowd, it was so quiet. The only thing you heard was the body slamming on the mat, the commentary, and, of course, the wrestlers and the refs saying whatever, right? On top of that, Roman Reigns was supposed to be on that WrestleMania. Supposed to battle Goldberg for the Universal Championship, but didn't. He opted out. So I can only imagine how that would have looked if Roman did compete and became Universal Champion. What would have happened after, right? Then you think of 2021, that was the first wrestling show to have a crowd since the pandemic. I don't know if, I think everything went to what it was supposed to. I'm not sure if there was any plans or whatever. I don't know. Can't remember. That was 4 years ago. Like, I can't remember that far back, or that well. But, yeah, 2021 was interesting. The next year, WrestleMania 38, I forget if something was supposed to happen that year too, but yeah, same thing as 2021. I don't think anything went. I don't think something was supposed to happen that didn't happen, but I think 22 was what it was. Then you had WrestleMania 39, where so many rumors were going on with that one. We were also supposed to have Bobby Lashley versus Bray Wyatt that Mania, but that silently got taken off the card, and then Bray Wyatt wasn't feeling well, and then that unfortunately led to his death. Rest in peace to him. And then, of course, last year we were supposed to have CM Punk in the WrestleMania main event, or WrestleMania on WrestleMania card period, but he got injured before the Royal Rumble or after the Royal Rumble, and he didn't get to compete. He was on Mania, but he didn't compete. Seth Rollins was hurt. But he gutted it out and wrestled that night. Both nights on top of that. And of course it was supposed to be The Rock and Roman Reigns, but of course Cody Rhodes eventually faced Roman the way it was supposed to because The Rock wanted to pivot and all that other. Yeah, it was crazy last year. Must see TV, but it was just it was crazy. Now you got this with Kevin Owens not being at WrestleMania and Randy Orton with no WrestleMania opponent. It's crazy, but, you know, it is what it is, man. Again, shouts to KO. I can't say it enough. Hopefully he has a successful surgery. I don't know what Randy Orton does in Mania. He might get fined again, even though 2 years ago he gave Nick Aldis double the fine. He gave Nick Aldis an extra $50K just to say, oh, that's for next time. So maybe he won't get fined. He already paid the fine for that RKO last night. But we'll see what Randy Orton does. Well, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. You already know what I'm saying. Still 2 weeks left till Mania. I don't know. But it is what it is, man. So until then, it's been Rose, man. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all those support. As always, we still got a lot of videos to do this weekend. So best believe I'm going to try to knock them all out as best as I can. And yeah, so until next time, peace, love, 100. Yeah.